Let's see here. Testing. Let's see here. Testing. Hold on. Let's see here. Testing. Alright, hold on. Give me just a moment. You're gonna hear some noise in the background. Don't mind that. So, give me just a moment. Okay, what's up everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel today, and today we have episode 10 of rebuilding the, I know it's the 2015 Browns, but technically 2014 Browns. So, we've reached the off season. We're coming off of an 0-16 season. Don't mind that loud creaky noise, that is my chair. So, right now we're in the re-signing stage. There's definitely some players I'd like to re-sign, so let's just go ahead and get into that. Let's just go ahead and start off with the QB position. I definitely want to re-sign Freeman to a 2-year deal. He wants 2 years for 4.5. I don't think he's quite worth that. I'll go ahead and up it to $1 million a year. And I'll give him a $500,000 bonus. Just because I feel like that's what he's worth. He didn't really contribute much. And as you can see, we don't have much cap to work with, so I don't want to waste too much money. So go ahead and offer. So he's not interested in re-signing with us, so that's big. I was kind of hoping to get Freeman to re-sign with us. So if he doesn't want to re-sign with us, that means we're gonna have to go for another quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and offer BJ just a little bit more because I feel like he was the better quarterback, so he deserves to get just a little bit more in terms of signing. Why is he not here? Hold on. Did he re-sign with us? No way. Okay, John Abrams is retiring. My stories. Okay, so he accepted, and looks like Freeman rejected it. So it looks like we're not bringing Freeman back. That is unfortunate. Maybe we'll pick him up again in the preseason, but it's looking like Freeman is a no-go. So let me go ahead and mark him off on my papers. Let's go ahead and go. We've got to be diligent about who we sign, just because we don't have a lot of cap right now. So I'm definitely interested in bringing back all these guys. So just on 1-year deals though. Actually 2-year. That's not bad. I'll submit that. Yes. Okay, get back to me next week. Okay, he's already gotten back to me. And nope, didn't want that. So let's go ahead and offer Niall Davis a contract. He wants 2 for 1.32. Let's give him a signing bonus to give him just a little bit over, and that'll get him locked in. Let's see here. Looks like he re-signed. And how much does Dion want? I'm definitely keen on bringing him back. 2 years for $1.5 million. Perfect. Yes, I am sure. Get back to me. Looks like he also resigned. So it looks like we're not bringing back Kendall Hunter, which, I mean, not really too worried about. I mean, he didn't really contribute as much as I had hoped. Ogbonnia, I'm okay with letting him go as well. Receivers, we have Heron and Huff, so I'm definitely wanting to bring those guys back, especially Heron because he showed some huge promise. So let's go ahead and offer him a couple-year deal, $900K a year. That seems kind of about right for what he's worth. I mean, because he wasn't like a leading like receiver for us. He wasn't like a number one receiver. He didn't prove that he could be a number one receiver. So that's why I'm kind of okay with not offering him, you know, number one receiver type contracts. So Huff is also going to get an offer. Let's go ahead and see here. He also accepted. All right. Tight ends, Cameron. I'm going to go ahead and let Cameron walk. He is an 87 overall, I understand, but he just wasn't getting the job done for us. So I'm more than okay with letting him go. Left tackle, nobody to worry about. Left guard, nobody to worry about. Center, nobody. Right guard, Pinkston. I'll go ahead and bring you back on a 1-year deal. Oh, you want? Yikes. You're not really good enough to be on a 3-year deal just because you're 27 and a 66 overall. So that's in and of itself is enough to have me be a little hesitant on that. Okay, looks like he accepted it. Right tackle, we're good. Left end, Ruben. Ooh. He's interested in re-signing. He's 29 though, so he's getting a little bit older. I think I'm going to let Ruben walk. He didn't really do too much for us. So, right end, nobody. DT, everybody. Okay. Taylor, we definitely got to bring back for sure. So yeah, let's go ahead and give him that contract. That's actually kind of about perfect, to be honest. So it doesn't look like we have a lot of people to re-sign right now. So, ooh, that's big. That's really big. All right, Miller. These guys are all kind of older. Let me go ahead and bring Miller back. I remember he did kind of a decent amount of work for us towards the end of the season. So I'm okay with bringing him back for a couple years. So he'll be 30 by the time his contract's done, and then he'll likely be close to retiring by that time. So then Kitchens, I'm also okay with letting him walk. So that means we've got to draft a couple DTs. So it looks like Miller's not interested. Okay, looks like we're going to be losing these guys. So if I tag any of these guys, it's going to be 9 mil. All right. Kitchens is not that high of an overall, but we still, I want someone, on this roster. So that's going to be playing that nose tackle position. So definitely not ideal, but, and then he's also not interested. Okay, so that is not good. Left outside linebacker, we're good. Middle linebacker, Robertson, I'm going to go ahead and let walk because that's going to give Christian Kirksey some chances next year. So I wish Robertson the best. He was pretty solid for us, to be honest. I'm definitely bringing Jabal back. That is without a doubt. So go ahead and up that salary a little bit. About $3 million a year. That's about right. Just because he's young, I know he can be good. Hopefully that I'm not proven wrong on that, because that would really suck. So it looks like he re-signed cornerbacks. We're looking at Jabari Greer. I think it's Jabari. And we also have Buster Skriniar. 26. He's 69 overall. I mean, he's going to be eating up some cap that I really just can't afford right now. And especially because he just wasn't a huge contributing factor for us. I feel like you're 26, you're 69 overall. I mean, you're right there for that 70 overall mark, but just not quite where I want to be. Greer was okay for us, I think. So I'm okay with bringing him back on another 1-year deal. So let's go ahead and do that. If he doesn't accept this, then we're going to go ahead and likely just not worry about bringing him back, and he's no longer interested. Screen is interested. I'd be willing to bring him back if it was a cheap deal, but I'll come back to him. So we got Taj Gibson, who was huge for us last season, so definitely want to up that a little bit. Give him a little bit of a bonus, 100K bonus. Just want to make sure that he stays, because Deshaun Gibson is fire. He is a huge part of this defense right now. So seeing him back is going to be good, and he's going to resign. Kicker, I mean, Billy was just not good for us. So I'm willing to bring him back on another 1-year deal for $950K. I'll give him a couple thousand bonus. So just he was not it. So I'm going to bring another kicker in for some competition if I can afford it, obviously. But so it looks like the players we're going to let walk is going to be Cameron, our fullback, Ogbunyaya, Taylor, Rubin, Greer, Hunter, Miller, Robertson, Screen, Kitchen, Cundiff did not want to resign. Freeman did not want to resign, and let's go ahead and try for Spencer Lanning. I'm okay with bringing him back. I don't have anything against him. And if he doesn't resign, then he'd be the final. And he's back. Okay, so Spencer Lanning's going to be our punter for next year. So it looks like that's going to go ahead and be the re-signing period. So we re-signed a couple key players, Jabal Sheard being a big one. That's kind of the big one that I was looking for. So let's go ahead and go to free agent offers. I have a huge list here, so I'm going to take my time with this. So don't expect anybody like case in point Devin McCourty here. We're going to be going for lower offers. We got some work to be doing here, so we don't have a lot of cap. That's our problem. We have 18 million cap. So let's go to quarterback because we only have a couple right now. Andy Dalton's not going to be anywhere close. I'm willing to bid on Blaine here. Give him an offer. So let's go ahead and select. I'm willing to give you close to what you want here. All right. Let's go ahead and make that offer. And I think he just signed. I think he took that right away. So Hoyer, oh wow, Hoyer dropped to a 69 overall. He was a 75 last year. Remember that. So he definitely dropped down a bit. So that's not exactly something that I wanted. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and mark that Gabbert signed with us. I want one more quarterback because we have BJ and Aaron, and now Blaine on the team. So I was thinking about Michael Vick because he's nice and mobile. Charlie Whitehurst cooked us last year for sure. Austin Davis. Freeman has no bids right now. So technically we have 2 QBs right now. So Sanchez has a couple offers. Johnson's 29. Schaub, I mean, could bring Schaub in, I suppose. Tyrod Taylor has a couple offers. Jimmy Clausen was another one that I wanted to see. So let me go ahead and offer him just a simple little 1-year deal here for $930K. No way he doesn't accept that. So my negotiations. So he likes contract length. So we gave him pretty much exactly what he's looking for. So Jimmy Clausen doesn't look like he's too happy about the overall contract with us and fitting into the scheme, which I mean is understandable. But so let's go ahead and we got to look at some DTs. Actually, let's sign a quick cheap kicker. I know. Where is he? Okay, so it looks like he got re-signed pretty quickly. Can I look at how do I look at their stats? So I want to bring Shane Graham in because I know he's a reliable kicker. Just on a 1-year, perfect. And then Zach Hawker, we can bring him in. Kind of like a nice little kicker competition. Not something you see every day, but you know, just a nice little competition to spice things up in preseason. Let's go cornerback. How many cornerbacks? We have 4, so we just need one more. We have a B, so probably nobody too high in overall. Walter Thurman could be solid for us, I feel like. He's not going to be too much. I wouldn't think. We could bring Buster Screen back. He's got an offer from Dallas. I'm sure he would much rather take that. Sterling Moore. Aaron Berry. I don't think many of these people are going to be getting that many offers. Taiwan Jones. Interesting. I want to offer Walter Thurman a contract because he's not gonna ask for too much, the grand scheme of things. So, boom, make him an offer, and then we need some defensive tackles easily. Casey would want so much, but he would be so nice to have on our team. Phil Taylor's gonna get paid for sure, being the second highest overall in terms of available DTs. Yeah, he's definitely gonna get paid. I wouldn't mind BJ Raji on our team. He's getting up there in age, so that's kind of a problem. I mean, Pico only wants 930 for a year. Here, I'm willing to drop that to or up that to 1.15 mil. Yeah, for sure. Get Raji on a 1-year deal, I think, would be nice. Because he's 29, I don't really want to see him I mean, up that to that, so that way he at least thinks about accepting it. And that's probably going to be most of our cap right there. I want some... Let's go ahead and advance. Let's see who accepted our offers. I'm not going to know for certain who accepted, but until this finishes up simming. Alright, free agent offers. My signing. So Clausen accepted and Hawker accepted. So alright, so Pico's definitely gonna get some money. Gabbert, I'm sure he'll probably accept. Graham will probably accept. So it looks like Clausen accepted. He's gonna be on the list now. So we'll go ahead and write that down on my list here. Should be Clausen signed with the Browns. So that's good to see. Let's go to roster. So our QB room now is Jimmy Clausen, Aaron Murray, and BJ Daniels. Let's go ahead and take a look at Mr. Clausen's drip here. Oh yeah, let's up that drip for you, buddy. Oh, now we're talking. No, I'm just playing. Oh yeah. Okay. That black face mask, you better go off, man. Alrighty, let's go over to let's advance because I'm not playing with too much money right now. Looks like Kevin Williams retired after playing through injury early in the season. Jelani Burns is healthy and looking better than ever. Okay, that's good. That's actually good to know. Middle linebacker Marcus Mario plummets down draft boards as questions grow about conditioning. Okay, interesting. It would be huge if we could sign Blaine Gabbert, to be honest. Okay. I think we get one more week of free agency after this. My signings. Raji signed with us. Okay, that's huge. Gabbert signed with us. That's huge. Two big signings for us right there. Raji's going to replace... I'm having a hard time thinking. Not Sims. The guy that we ended up letting go. Having a hard time remembering. We can get Jared Odrick. That'd be a decent pickup right there. Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and advance one more week, because a lot of this we're going to have to rebuild through the draft. Just because we can't really afford these top of the line players. And I'm not trying to necessarily rush through free agency here. There's not really much I can do in terms of just signing, because I just don't have that much money to work with. Alright, so it looks like that was the last week of free agency. Let's see. So our quarterback room now is Blaine Gabbert, Jimmy Clausen, Aaron Murray, and BJ Daniels. This is going to be a stacked competition. I'm kind of excited to see who comes out on top. I would assume Blaine Gabbert would, but again, you never know. So this is our running back group right now. Hunter, of course, being the one that left. I'm kind of thinking, I'm considering some trade options right now, just in terms of Ben Tate and possibly Josh Gordon, but there's no for certain on that. Ryan Mallett signed with the Cardinals. He's now their highest overall. That's kind of big. Okay, so he's going to be their starter. Manziel still with the Chiefs. He went up in some overall. Okay. Andrew Luck's the only quarterback on the Colts roster right now. That is very interesting. Hoyer ended up signing with the Cowboys. Okay. He's most likely not going to get much playing time. But Tannehill's the only quarterback on the Dolphins. Eagles is Foles, Barkley, and Kinney, so they didn't really change too much. Falcons is Matt Ryan and Sean Renfree. Kaepernick, and then McLeod Bethel Thompson. Andy Dalton signed with the Giants. Eli Manning dropped severely down in overall. That is huge, because in real life he ended up lasting for a few more years. But it looks like this might be his last year, as he's even fallen behind Ryan Nassib even. Blake Bortles and Stephen Morris are still the quarterbacks in Jacksonville. Geno Smith still rocking that starting position, and Taj Boyd seems to have re-signed with the Jets. Lions is going to be Matthew Stafford. Packers is going to be Aaron Rodgers. They picked up Thad Lewis after free agency, and Austin Davis as well. Panthers is going to be Cam Newton. They picked up Chandler Harnish and Matt Blanchard, I believe they also picked up. Patriots is going to be Brady and Garoppolo. Raiders is going to be McGloin, Carr, and Yates. Rams will be Bradford, and they picked up Tolzien in the offseason. Ravens will be Flacco, and they picked up Keith Winning and Matt Scott as well. Redskins will be Robert Griffin and Kirk Cousins. Saints will be Drew Brees with Ryan Griffin. Seahawks just Russell Wilson. Steelers Ben Roethlisberger, backup being Landry Jones. Texans, they have 5 quarterbacks on the roster. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick. They signed Christian Ponder as well. Kellen Clemens as well, Matt Moore, and Tom Savage. Titans will be Case Keenum will be their starter. That is interesting. Tyler Wilson as well. They picked up Caleb Haney and Zach Mettenberger. So it's almost it seems like they might try building around him. But they also got Case Keenum, who's pretty young. Teddy Bridgewater remains the #1 option in Minnesota. They also picked up Terrell Pryor and Tyrod Taylor. Very interesting. Bears will remain with Jay Cutler, David Fales, and they picked up Gerard Johnson. Bengals will be Matt Flynn will be their starter. So we don't have to go against Andy Dalton anymore, and I am stoked. Like, I cannot be any more happy about that. Oh, and they also signed Josh Freeman. That's very interesting. He's not going to start unless, you know, both McCarron and Flynn get hurt. That's interesting that he signed with one of our rivals. Dominique Davis, they also picked up. Bills will be E.J. Manuel, Dennis Dixon, and Jeff Toole. Dennis Dixon is 30, didn't realize that. Broncos will be Peyton Manning, Brock Osweiler, and Zach Dysert. Browns, obviously, we all know who that is. So, that will go ahead and wrap up this part of the off season. Let's go ahead and advance the week here. So, definitely a lot of interesting moves. Josh Freeman going to a rival team. I wasn't necessarily expecting that. Just because, I mean, he played with us, so I wasn't, and I mean, he did kind of turn us down, so maybe he was just mad that we picked him up and then didn't start him. So let's go here. All right, let me go ahead and get a sheet of paper ready for this draft. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this draft started. So we get the number 1 overall pick because the Rams ended up tying their last 2 games. So let's go ahead and pause it. I'm not trying to wait. I'm not trying to miss out on my picks. So let's go ahead and select a player. All right. Okay. So left tackle Greg Peterson out of Auburn is supposed to be the number 1 overall pick. Jake Palmer, Jabari Shaw. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm thinking we don't need a receiver, so I'm fine with that. DT we could actually use, so I'm thinking maybe trade up for Dukes here, but I'm thinking that we just go offensive line because we need it and we need it bad. So let's go ahead and look here. We can't see any of his ratings. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just go with the number 1 overall pick, the left tackle Greg Peterson, and I successfully drafted him. All right. So let's go ahead and resume draft. Let's go ahead and advance the draft. Next pick. So they picked Dukes. That's huge. Let's go ahead and pause the draft board. Let's see who's left. All right, right end Jabari Shaw. Next highest is going to be Darian Gilmore. Very interesting. Okay. So I'm not really looking to trade up now. Let's go ahead and resume draft, advance to my next pick, which will be in the first round. I didn't know that I had a first round pick. All right. Let's go ahead and make my pick. Select player. All right, so I don't need a linebacker. That's not really necessarily what I'm looking for. These two have slumped. That's kind of big. I wonder why they're slumping down. I do need that pressure. So you're a pass rusher. That is good. But that's in a stacked position because we've got Jabal Sheard and Barkevious Mingo both in that position. So he likely would get like no playing time unless we moved him over to the left, which I don't know who we have playing at left, but likely wouldn't get that much. So right end Jabari Shaw, I could probably move him to DT, to be honest. So let me go ahead and take Jabari here. So let's go ahead and advance to next user pick, which will be the first pick in the second round. All right, make my pick. I'm set on quarterbacks. I mean, Jake Palmer's still there. He could be good trade bait, honestly. But we need a run stopper. shoot. Let me go Khalil Fleming. Because I know I said it, that Palmer probably wouldn't get any playing time, but honestly it's like I can't not take a guy that's gonna be good at run stopping, and that's exactly what we need. Let me go ahead and make my pick. I need a defensive tackle. Palmer is still on the board. That is key. That is very worrisome as to why he's still on there. So let's go ahead and take Charlie Godfrey. He looks like an old man, but maybe he'll get the job done. So he was supposed to be taken in the second round, and we went ahead and took him in the first pick of the third round. So technically speaking, according to when we're supposed to get, or when he's supposed to be drafted, we got a good pick. All right, let's go ahead and whoops, no, we don't want that. Let's make our pick. Low Bruton. He's a power back. Between two power backs. I mean, he's supposed to go in the first round. Duane Coley or Low Bruton. Let me go Low Bruton. We can go Marquis Kitchens. But no, let me go Low Bruton, because we do need that fifth running back in that class. So you never know, maybe he'll get some play time. All right, so let's go ahead and make my pick, because we're already in the fourth round. So this is pretty big. We only got a handful of rounds left. So let's go ahead. I only took one lineman, but I'm focusing more on defense right now. So let's go ahead and go. TJ Hill's still available. Yeah, I'm gonna go TJ Hill, because we need DTs, because we couldn't re-sign the ones that we had from last season. So let's go ahead and advance draft. Next user pick would be the last pick in the fourth. So we get two back-to-back picks here. All right. Okay, so they're saying that was a good pick. Let's go ahead. Let's get a corner. It might be a project. Pick him exactly where he's supposed to be. All right. Lakeith Neal. Don't know how solid he'll be for us, but he fell right where he was supposed to. And I didn't do any scouting on these players, so I don't know anything about them. I don't know if if they're going to be solid for us, if they're not, so it's really kind of hard to determine if they're going to be good. It's the fifth round. We can go. I mean, James Williams not supposed to go for a little bit later, but let's see here. Probably go DT. No, I mean, talent's not that good. Fifth round, middle linebacker. Fifth round, right outside linebacker. Sixth round, free safety maybe. No, let's just see who's the best available player. Okay, so technically Niall Doolittle should have been picked back in the third. So we can go either Jermichael Quarles or Niall Doolittle. One's a good route runner, one's got good speed. I need a guy with good route running ability. So that's huge for me. That kind of takes the cake in my opinion. Doolittle is tall and fast, but I mean, we have a tall receiver in Josh Gordon, so I don't need necessarily a fast or a tall, fast guy. So let's go ahead and advance draft to next user pick, which will be all the way in the sixth round. Let's go ahead and trade down, select offer, 2016 fourth round pick. I think Dallas will be solid, so let's go ahead and do Washington. So next year we'll get their 4th round pick for our current, I think, 5th round, 6th round. Sorry. So let's go ahead and advance to next user pick, because I don't really see me drafting anyone else. So trade down. I will take a 2016 round 5 pick. So basically I'm getting more picks for next year. So hopefully we'll have scouted better and be more prepared, I should say. Next user pick is going to be the last pick that we make in the draft. And I do want to actually... So Niall Doolittle goes to the Chiefs. He was going to be the guy that I selected, and he goes a whole round later. So it looks like all receivers are like the best available. So I mean, we could sign Fabian Romo as a funny joke. Why not? Let's do it. Let's take Fabian Romo. Have him and Hawker be our competition. Next user pick. Unless we have another pick, and we do not. So that's going to be the end of the draft. I'd say it was an overall successful one. We kind of addressed a lot of our key needs, like, you know, DT. We got an offensive lineman, which is huge. So let's see, what's your overall, buddy? 83 overall. That is huge. Let's see, what are our overalls here? 83, 72, 64. So nothing special. Our kicker is a 70 overall, but nothing too special outside of the left tackle here. Let's go ahead and looks like they all got signed. So rookie signings, here we go. All right, let's see, we got a comment, looks like. All right, so let's do roster adjustment. So we are negative 11.6 in the cap right now. So let's see, left tackle, we have Fragel, who I think dropped in some overall. Peterson, let's see, can you play right tackle for us? Yeah, I think that's the move. Let's go ahead and make him our right tackle. Make him our right tackle. Go ahead and accept that. Yep, I'm fine with that. And he is now an 85 at right tackle. That is huge. I'm glad that we made that move. So Pinkston was actually better than Bitonio last year. We still have Mac. Let's see here. Fragel. I mean, he played a decent amount for us last year, though. Halfbacks. So Bruton's probably not going to get much playing time for us. So it looks like Mal Davis is now 94 when it comes to speed. I kind of want to dump Ben Tate off, to be honest. Let's go in advanced week. Next season week. All right. So we're done the draft recap. So I think this is going to be the first week of preseason. So I want to get one game done. Just kind of get a good look as to what our team's going to be looking like. Let's see who we play. I'm not expecting anything great. All right. So like nothing special. Let's see. Let's go ahead and trade center. I'm willing to. I want to trade Ben Tate. So let's see what running backs on the trade block right now. So probably nobody that good, if you know what I'm saying. Like somebody who's good, but not somebody that I'm gonna need to, trade away the whole team to get. Marcus Lattimore is good. He had that big injury though, which kind of scares me a little bit, to be honest. So I think I'm willing to take that risk, though, to be honest. He's only 23, getting them Ben Tate. I mean, he won't get that much playing time. Let's see, what else do they need? They need cornerback. I mean, we have a really big drop off. So, right end, we have Bryant. I mean, we could give him Hughes. That way, Shaw can get more playing time. If they want to give us a left end, that's not that high of an overall. No, they're not going to give me that. Picks. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't want to accept this. Have no interest. I'm not really wanting to put a huge amount on this trade. 4th round pick. A bit more value. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw a 3rd round pick on there, maybe. Again, I'm not too invested in Marshawn. In Lattimore. I think it's Marcus, maybe. I don't know. So they accepted that trade. We got Ben Tate out of there. I mean, he wasn't productive for us whatsoever last season. So just getting him out of there and then getting Lattimore in here is definitely going to be good. Marcus Lattimore. So let's go ahead and edit. So we'll definitely see him in the preseason. Let's give him a cool looking helmet. And voila. Alright. So let's go ahead and let's see, let's do some technical stuff here. Stadium. Let's see. Our team success over the past 5 years is pretty bad. We need to win games. Yeah, it's almost like we're the Browns. Marketing. Player marketing. Joe Hayden, Gordon. Why did Bruton sell so much? That makes no sense. Huh. I kind of want to get Josh Gordon out of there. But I'd need like some serious talent in return. None of these guys are serious talent, in my opinion. I mean, TJ Jones, maybe, but none of these guys are all that special. Speaking of tight ends, I wonder who signed what's his face, Cameron. So tight ends, Gary Barnage and Marquise Gray. Zach Miller went to the Chargers. Wow. Sharp, their rookie. Osbury, Travis Kelce. Dwayne Allen. Also Jack Doyle. Cowboys. Dolphins. Eagles. Wow, he went to the Falcons, of course. Well, best of luck to him there. Don't know how successful he'll be, but best of luck to him. Alright, let's see. Just for the preseason games, I'm going to up that to 6 minutes is fine. Give us a little extra time for these games. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just hop right into this first game against Philly. So we'll see some new acquisitions that we got over the offseason. We dropped to a 76 overall, so that's not good at all. But I mean, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get that white face mask going. So, I mean, we're taking on the Eagles. I know they have some pretty good talent on their team, but I don't really know what all they did during the offseason. All right. Get a good sip of water going. So we've been streaming for 45 minutes. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take on the Eagles at home. This is just a preseason game. We're just getting used to the new season. Not a lot of, there's going to be mistakes made. Just got to, kind of get a feel for what's going on. Blaine Gabbert's going to get the start today. Doesn't mean he's necessarily going to be the starter for us, but he's the highest overall, so I didn't go through and change overalls. Or change the depth chart too much. So we're going to go ahead and receive it. This is, same as last year where we would receive everything. Shane Lechler and his new threads. Definitely an interesting look for him. And the kickoff is underway, and Hawkins will be back to receive it. Hawkins is going to take this one back. He's going to go ahead and make a couple moves, and he'll end up getting to the 23-yard line. So out comes Blaine Gabbert in a new uniform. This is now his third uniform that we've seen him in his career. Maybe this will be the final one we see him in. Maybe this is where he turns it around and becomes, the quarterback that everybody kind of expected him to be. So now we have Isaiah Crowell in the backfield. He's getting the start for our running back core today. Gabbert's going to go take snaps. He's going to go ahead and hand it off to Crowell. He's going to go ahead and get a handful of yards on that carry. Isaiah Crowell only got a handful of carries last year. Definitely not all that much in terms of production. But definitely him and Niall Davis are going to be taking on a huge workload this season. So it looks like Crowell got a gain of 4 on that last carry. Gabbert's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and look out to his right. He's going to go fire over to Josh Gordon. He's going to make that connection. That's his first pass in a preseason game as a Brown. So last year we definitely saw the run game kind of was a little bit more beneficial for us. So maybe we kind of rely a little bit more on that this year. Definitely hard to say for right now. But Gabbert's going to take snaps. He's going to hand it off to Crowell again, who will get another gain of about 3 yards. So Crowell is already off to a 2 carry, 7 yards start. Last year running was definitely a weak point of this offense. We couldn't really get the passing game going. So offense overall was just a huge struggle last season. Gabbert's going to take the snap here. He's not really going to have much to look for, so he's going to fire over the sideline, towards the sideline. That's going to be Hawkins with a catch, and he will end up out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So this offense is really looking kind of sharp for the first preseason game. Gabbert already 2 for 2. Crowell definitely finding some strides as he's going to go ahead and hike the ball and hand it off to Crowell here, but he's going to get tackled in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of about 3. So definitely kind of hoping with the pickup of Peterson in the draft that the run game will kind of take off a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Crowell. He's going to have a huge hole, and he's going to go ahead and get that first down for us, as that's going to be a gain of about 14 yards. As that's exactly kind of what we were looking for in terms of production in the run game. We didn't really get a lot of those runs last year. As Crowell's going to go ahead and look at another carry here, as he's going to go ahead and get wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of a couple yards. So definitely something we're missing is kind of that key back, as it looks like Niall Davis is going to be in the game now, as Gabbert's going to go ahead and snap the ball, and it's going to be a screen play, something we saw a lot of last year out of this Browns offense. That's going to be Niall Davis is going to get enough for a first down as he stiffs on the defender, and that'll be enough for a first down as Blaine Gabbert's finding his targets. He's 3 for 3 Accuracy definitely was a problem for our quarterbacks last year, so maybe Gabbert comes in and he fixed that problem for us. It's going to be 1st and 10 here. Gabbert's going to go ahead and hand it off to Crowell yet again, as he's going to go ahead and get a gain of a yard on that play. As this quarter's coming close to an end, we're definitely seeing a lot of production out of this Browns offense, as this will likely be the final play that we see out of this offense this half, or this quarter. Gabbert's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to go ahead and just fire it over the middle, and that's going to be batted down, as that will not be the final play that we will see out of this offense, as we have 2 seconds left to go in this quarter. As this will likely be the last play we see out of Gabbert, as we saw the first incomplete pass. He's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just fire it over. That'll be Gordon on the catch, as that seems to be a good, reliable target for Gabbert, as he will get knocked out of bounds, and that will not be enough for a 1st down. So instead, we will see our field goal unit, as that will be Romo, the 7th round kicker, in to attempt his first kick, as him and Hawker will be in a kind of a competition. Let's have it. So he's going to go ahead and make his first attempt there, as that will make it a 3-0 game for us. So we took our time with that drive. That's good. That's what we'd like to see. We like seeing production, taking our time, being careful with our decision making. Only one really kind of shaky pass that we saw from Gabbert, as we're going to go ahead and return it to the 30-yard line. So we will now see Nick Foles come on out, and this will be his first drive. Actually, excuse me, it's going to be Barkley. So it looks like we're going to see the backups just right away. They're not even going to bother putting most of their starters in. Barkley's going to take the snap. He's going to go ahead and hand it off to Darren Sproles, who's going to go ahead and get a huge gain, as that's going to be a 1st down and a gain of 10 yards. So it looks like they're actually going to mark him just shy of that 1st down marker, and then they're going to call it 2nd and inches. Barkley's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and try looking for a receiver. He's just going to dump it off to Sproles, as he's going to go ahead and get cracked by the new cornerback on this roster, as that will go ahead and be a 1st down. Matt Barkley definitely has not amounted to much in his career so far. Definitely was kind of a huge prospect out of USC, as Johnson's going to go ahead and get a gain of 3 yards. Definitely was kind of viewed as the next big thing for the NFL. Didn't really turn out to do that. So as he's going to go ahead and hand it off to Johnson again here, he's going to get hit, and that will be enough for a 1st down, as I believe that is CJ2K, but I could also be wrong. That would be kind of a deadly backfield duo between Sproles and Chris Johnson. So as we're going to go ahead and take the snap here, they're going to hand it off to Sproles, who will go ahead and march right to the 28-yard line, as it looks like this run game, which we focused on in the offseason to be able to stop it, it's just not really kind of working out in our favor right now. 2nd and 3 here. They're going to go ahead and hand it off to Sproles yet again. He's going to get flattened, but still get enough for that 1st down, as that will be a fresh set of downs at the 25-yard line for this Eagles offense. Takeaways were definitely something that the defense lacked last year, and being able to stop that run game, as we're going to go ahead and see Sproles get another huge gain, as it seems like they're just getting whatever they want out of this ground game. So as I was saying, the ground game definitely is something that we struggled to contain last season, as they're going to go ahead and hand it off to Johnson, who will have a huge hole, and he's going to get tackled down at the 1-yard line, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Looking at a 1st and goal for this Eagles offense now, as they've been taking up most of this quarter. So we're faced with a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. They're going to go ahead and hand it off to Sproles, who will walk it right into that end zone. That'll be a touchdown for this Eagles offense. So they're going to go ahead and line up for this extra point. The kick will be up, and the kick will be good. So as Darren Sproles had 5 carries, 29 yards, and a touchdown on that drive. Definitely putting up some decent numbers for the Eagles. Something that we don't want to see, because that was something that really was something we struggled in last season. So hopefully we can kind of get that under control by the end of the preseason. So out comes Murray now, as he'll get some reps and probably another drive into the second quarter before we start seeing some a decent amount of reps for Clausen. He's going to go ahead and fire it to Heron. He's going to make the catch. He's going to go ahead and make a big move, and that's going to get out of bounds, as that's going to be a huge gain, as Heron yet again looks like he can be that kind of big playmaker that we need in this offense. First and 10 now. Murray's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Niall Davis. He's going to go ahead and bounce off a defender, and he'll get a gain of about 3 on that carry. Murray was definitely kind of a huge target for us last season. We traded away Johnny Manziel, Miles Austin, and a pick to acquire Murray. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to Niall Davis here, who's going to go ahead and make a move, and he's going to be just shy of that first down marker. And Murray got a couple starts last season. Didn't really do much with each of those starts. So maybe he can kind of compete for this starting position, because we definitely showed some faith in him. So hopefully he can kind of, pay it off, as he can go ahead and fire it over to Marquise Gray, who's going to make that catch. He's going to shrug off a defender, and he's going to go ahead and get tackled out of bounds, because that's a huge gain by Marquise Gray. So far, Aaron Murray hitting all of his targets. He's looking just as solid as we saw Blaine Gabbert in his first drive, as we're looking at a 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. He's going to go ahead and roll out. He's going to have nobody to throw to. He's going to go ahead and just throw it away, as that was looked like it was intended for Huff, but he just checked it out of the way as the line crumbled, which is something we definitely saw way too much of last season. So hopefully we can see a little bit less of that. Murray's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and just dump it off, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, as that was intended for Niall Davis, but instead it just was right behind him, and it ended up being an incomplete pass. So we're looking at a 3rd and 10 now, as we have Niall Davis in the backfield. He's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's going to go ahead and fire it over the middle. That's going to be caught by Heron. That's going to be a first down, and so we're looking at a first and goal situation now at the 9-yard line. So Murray definitely leading this drive pretty well, I'd like to say. Better than I was anticipating, as we're going to give a toss to Niall Davis. He's going to go ahead and make a run on the outside. He's going to go ahead and get out at the 3-yard line, as his clock will continue to run. So the Browns definitely trying to take their time, as Marcus Lattimore will be in the game now. As he's going to go ahead and get a carry here, and he will go ahead and get it right down to that 1-yard line. And it looks like we will go ahead and waste a few seconds before calling another play. We're going to just call a timeout now, as Murray wants to make sure he has enough time to call a timeout, just in case things don't quite go his way. So Niall Davis is back in the game, as Marcus Lattimore got a gain of about 2 on that last carry. So it's going to be 3rd and goal. Murray's going to go ahead and hand it off to Niall Davis, who's going to walk it right into that end zone, as the Browns take yet another lead in this game. Romo's going to go ahead with the extra point, and it will be good, as we are now looking at a 10-7 lead with only about 6 seconds left to go in this half. So we're just going to go ahead and squib it here, because there's only 5 seconds left to go in this half. Romo with the kickoff here, and that'll be Johnson on the return, and he'll get to the 48-yard line, and there'll be 2 seconds left to go in this half. Alright, so it looks like they're just going to go ahead and call your standard Hail Mary here, just kind of as a last-ditch effort. Barkley with plenty of time. He's going to go ahead and get sacked on the final play of the half, as this Browns defense is looking pretty solid. Definitely giving up that run game is still huge, though. So we're going to start off the second half by kicking it away to Philadelphia, as we have a 10-7 lead starting this half. That's going to go ahead and be returned all the way out to the 32-yard line, as that is Jeremy Macklin on the return. It's going to be 1st and 10 out with 32-yard line. Barkley's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to go ahead and hand it off to Sproles. He's going to go ahead and get kind of stumbled up a little bit. He's going to kind of get stopped, as that will be a gain of 4 because that could have been much more, but he kept just kind of running into his own lineman. So very clearly the Eagles offense is favoring that run attack, as they've ran 9 times to passing once. Is this going to be the second time they've passed it? As that'll be Sproles who gets a gain of a couple yards, as Barkley is 2 for 2, as that is the second time he's thrown a pass. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 now, as Barkley's going to go ahead and have Sproles in the backfield. They're going to go ahead and snap the ball. They're not going to go ahead and run it here. So we're going to go ahead and go deep, as that's a questionable call, and that's going to be almost intercepted, but instead it'll be incomplete, and that'll be a 3-and-out caused by this Browns defense. Exactly what we need to see. Leckler is in the back, ready to punt. He'll go ahead and get that punt away, and that's going to be a booming kick, as that's going to go ahead and go right out through the back of the end zone, as we will take over with a 3-point lead. So let's go ahead and make a couple adjustments here, not too many, as I don't want to see Gabbert right now. We've already seen him. Let's go ahead and get Daniels ready. Let's go kicker. Let's go Shane Graham. Oh, Shane Graham ended up signing with us. So we got a 3-way competition, a little bit more than I was kind of anticipating, to be 100% honest. So let's go ahead and put Lattimore in. Dion Lewis is going to get ready, and Bruton will also get some carries, but we'll go ahead and make Dion Lewis, just like last year, our 3rd down back, in case we need that screenplay. So this will likely be the final drive. Actually, you know what? I saw enough from Murray that last drive. I'll go ahead and pull him, so that way Jimmy Clausen can get some work, as we're going to go ahead and move him to be the quarterback for this quarter, and then BJ will get the 4th quarter to work with. So Lattimore is going to get a few carries this drive, and then we're going to go ahead and see some Dion Lewis work, and then Bruton will go ahead and get some carries. So we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Lattimore here, as he will get a gain of 4 on the carry. Definitely one thing that we can anticipate to see is when we have the lead this year, we're going to try everything we can to protect it, so that means run the ball. Clausen's going to go ahead and hand it off to Marcus Lattimore. Here's going to shrug off a tackler, and he's going to get close to that 1st down marker, but I think they will mark him just shy of it. So we're looking at a 3rd and 1 now. So we're definitely seeing some really good stuff out of Lattimore already, which is definitely what we want to see. Is we're going to go ahead and hand it off to him again, as he's going to be just shy of that 1st down marker, as he's going to be, looks like he's going to be hurt on the play, possibly someone else. Not quite sure, as it's going to be 4th and 1, as it's the preseason time, so it's time to see kind of what everybody's about. So let's go for it here, as Clausen will go ahead and line up under center, as we have Dion Lewis in the backfield. Clausen's going to go ahead and take it. He's going to go ahead and fall forward for that 1st down, as that will be enough for the 1st down. Nothing fancy, but just enough to get that 1st down. That's not what I wanted to click. Alright, so it's going to be 1st down now, as it looks like Lewis is in the backfield, so it's possible that Lattimore ended up with that injury. Kind of something I was worried about with him, is kind of facing those injury problems. So we're going to go ahead and have to call a timeout, because Clausen was taking a while to get set. So it looks like it's a sprained elbow. Let's go ahead and just keep Dion Lewis in. Let me go ahead and fix that on the depth chart. And so that way he just doesn't come back in the game. Let's go ahead and put Dion Lewis in and Bruton. So that way, let's go ahead and go boom. So Lewis will get the rest of the carries for this quarter, and then Bruton will get the rest of the 4th. 1st and 10 now. Clausen's going to go ahead and hand it off to Dion Lewis. Is going to go ahead and have a decent amount of room to work with here, as that'll go ahead and be a gain of 6, as he gets 6 yards on his 1st carry of the game. So it's 2nd and 4 now, as clock is ticking down here. Clausen's going to go ahead and get really close, as that's going to be just in time. He's going to go ahead and fire over, and that's almost picked off, as Clausen was off of his mark, as that was very close. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 now, As we have Dion Lewis again. He's going to be the all 3 down back for the rest of this quarters. We're going to go ahead and take the snap, just dump it off to him. Saw this a lot last year. We're going to go ahead and get enough for that first down. He's going to have a bunch of room to work with. He's going to make a huge move there, and that'll get us to the 38-yard line. So that's a gain of 25 yards. That is definitely one of the huge parts of our offense last year, was giving it to Dion Lewis on those screen plays on that 3rd down situation. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to him here, as he's going to go ahead and get a gain of about 3. In real life, he definitely, I think he broke his fibula the season before, or just before, so he didn't actually play with the Browns in real life and during this timeline, but he is with us, and he's a huge part of our offense, as we're going to go ahead and get another gain of 3 with him on that carry. So this will be the final play of the 3rd quarter, and we'll go ahead and let Clausen finish out this drive, and then we'll see BJ Daniels for the rest of the next one. 3rd and 3 now. Clausen's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to go ahead and fire it over to his receiver. He's going to make it, as that's going to be Charles, and that will be enough for a first down, as that was our rookie that we selected in, I believe, the 5th or 6th round. Sorry, that's Quarles, not Charles. 5 seconds left to go on this clock. Clausen's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Dion Lewis, and that will be enough for a yard on the play. Dion Lewis definitely won't be a huge factor in terms of the run game, just because he's better at receiving the ball. I even thought about converting him to a receiver, but I figured that's probably not for the best. So we're going to go ahead and find Quarles yet again for another first down, as all of our quarterbacks today are looking pretty solid. I definitely like seeing this kind of this play from our team. Definitely did see this at all last year. So we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Lewis. We're going to get a good block out of Quarles for half a second, but that's about it, as we will go ahead and see a 2nd and 8, as I'm going to go ahead and take out Lewis and put in Bruton. Sorry, he's got to come out on fullback, so let's go ahead and put Gray, or not. We'll just go ahead and put Crowell there, and then Bruton, and then we'll let Clausen finish this drive, because he's marched all this way, so might as well just let him finish it off. It's going to be 2nd and 8 now. Clausen's going to go ahead and take the snap. He's going to go ahead and not really have anybody. He's going to go ahead and try running himself, and that'll go ahead and be a sack, and he loses a yard on that play. Looking at a 3rd and 10 here. A touchdown would be huge. We definitely would like to see that in terms of possibly winning this game. We're going to go ahead and fire it over the middle. So that's going to be caught by Quarles, and that'll go ahead and be super close to that first down marker, but I think they will mark him just shy. And let's go ahead and run this all the way down to the 2-minute warning, as we will go ahead and see Shane Graham come out for this field goal. 4th and 1. I would like to go for it here, but just right now, I think it's best if we just go ahead and go for the field goal. Shane Graham's going to go with the kick, and it will be good, as we are seeing 100% from our field goal kickers today, out of all of our kickers. So this competition's definitely looking pretty tight right now, as that'll go ahead and make it a 13-7 game. One thing to keep in mind, we had to call a timeout on that drive, so now we're down to just 2, as Macklin's going to get smacked as he gets to the 29-yard line on that return. So Barkley's got 1:55 to work with here to go down and score a touchdown, because they can't settle for a field goal. And within that time, they have to score a touchdown, and then that extra point, if they get it, will be give them the lead, as they're going to go ahead and get a huge first down as they get to the 49-yard line, as there's an injury timeout, and that's going to be one of our players. Barkley's the only one in the backfield now. He's going to go ahead and take this snap here. He's going to try finding someone over the middle. He's going to go ahead and get sacked under pressure, and that's going to be a huge play on our defense. He's going to call a no huddle, and they're just going to try getting as many yards with using as little amount of time on the clock. He's going to go ahead and try finding number 13 there. Sorry, I thought that was going to be Sproles, but that's just Johnson, as that'll go ahead and be a gain of a few. But it's looking at a 3rd and 11 right now. Barkley's going to take this snap on a huge third down right now, and they're going to get it to Sproles, and he's not going to get enough for the first down, which is going to cause Philly to call a timeout because they have to go for it here on 4th and 5. And this is a very key situation that the Browns defense would give up 10 out of 10 times last season. As we're going to go ahead and look over the middle, and Barkley's going to try finding his receiver, as that will be enough for a first down, as that was just barely enough, as I believe that was LaShawn McCoy getting his first look today. As they're going to go ahead and try finding yet another receiver, that's going to be McCoy again, as that's going to be another first down, as they are moving this ball with authority. They're going to go ahead and snap the ball again here. They're going to just dump it off to Darren Sproles, not Dion Lewis. And that will be a gain of 2, as they are, again, just trying to get down this field and not really worry about using that last timeout. So we're going to go ahead and spike the ball, as that'll make it 3rd and 8. Right now, it's definitely four down territory for this Eagles offense. With only 47 seconds left to go, they're down by 6. Barkley's going to go ahead and take the snap. Go ahead and just dump it off to Sproles here. He's going to go ahead and shrug off the tackle, and that's going to be enough for a first down. And that's a huge first down for this Eagles offense, who's just marching down this field. And they're going to just spike the ball, making it 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now at the 15-yard line. We're looking at 35 seconds left to go. Barkley's going to go ahead and take the snap here. He's got Johnson in the backfield, who's just blocking. He's going to go ahead and he's going to almost get sacked. He gets the ball off just in time, as that's going to make it 3rd and 10 now, as this is, again, yet another huge situation that this Eagles offense is in. They seem to be converting just fine during this drive, but yet again they're faced with another tough challenge, as it's going to be 3rd and 10, as Barkley's going to go ahead and looks like he's going to have an audible, but he's going to go ahead and take the snap here, as he's going to go ahead and he's going to get sacked on the play, as that's going to make it huge 4th down, 4th and 18, as they're going to go ahead and hurry it up, and Barkley's going to go ahead and have to take the snap here. It's kind of a wobbler of a snap. He's going to go ahead and shrug off 2 defenders in a row. He's going to go ahead and dump it off to number 82. He's not going to get enough for the first down, and just like that, that will be the first game the Browns win in over a year since their last preseason game. All of last season we went 0-16. Let's go ahead and just get Daniels out there for that last play. This is huge. Definitely was not expecting a win today, but it's definitely good to see. Definitely good to see that we can win now with this team, as this is going to be huge, as Daniels is going to take the final snap here. So we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Bruton, who will not get much on the play, and the Philly defense will go ahead and call a timeout, as they lost a yard on the play. But all we got to do is just take one more snap of the ball, and then we will win our first game in over a year, ladies and gentlemen. Granted, this game doesn't really count, but still, our first win in over a year. So we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Bruton here, as he will hold on to that ball, and that'll go ahead and wrap up this game as we win 13-7. Definitely a defensive game. Our defense showed up like crazy. Definitely during that last drive, getting that pressure on Barkley. Barkley really didn't have answer for pressure. Granted, this is just a preseason, so you could probably expect Nick Foles to kind of handle that pressure a little better. That field goal really came in handy, because had we gone for it and missed on that 4th and 1, who knows, it could have kicked a field goal. We'd be looking at overtime right now. So, I mean, the Eagles offense was marching there, but we kept putting them in situations that made it harder and harder for them to win as the game went on. So Barkley definitely had a solid day, 10 for 2, 84 yards. Definitely had a solid day. But let's go ahead and take a look at our players. That's what's more important. Aaron Murray was 4 for 6 for 68 yards. Nobody threw for a touchdown today. Clausen was 4 for 5 for 49 yards. Gabbert was 4 for 5. Everybody completing 4 passes. Everybody just really kind of being on target. I really like seeing that. Murray got rushed a couple times because our backup line's not exactly, you know, they're young, they're inexperienced. So just kind of getting that that pressure was not easy for a second there. Crowell doing his thing, 6 carries for 17 yards. Lewis, 5 carries for 15 yards. Lattimore getting 12. Looks like he's going to kind of deal with a a little bit of an injury problem, which I hope that doesn't last for too long. Nowadays getting 3 carries for 10 yards. Bruton not getting any, but he's just a rookie. Clausen with that huge 4th down conversion. Receiving, Quarles came in handy towards the end of the game. Gordon had his couple catches. Davis doing his thing. Heron getting 2 huge catches for us. Dion Lewis on that huge screen. Gray on that little dump off pass, and got 16 yards out of it. And Hawkins also got 17 on that little slant play. Defensively, we got Dante Whitner doing his thing, 6 tackles. Lakeith Neal, our 7th round pick, I believe. No, sorry, our 4th round pick, with 5 tackles. Gibson with 4, Martin with 2, and Godfrey with 2. Definitely would like to see our safeties and cornerback not leading tackles, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Both Fabian and Romo were 1 for 1, and Graham was 1 for 1. They were both 1 for 1. Fabian hitting the longer one, but that's not really all that important, as they're both 1 for 1 right now, so the competition there is still pretty tight. So with that being said, let's go ahead and finalize this game. Next game, I think I'm going to go ahead and start BJ Daniels. Just kind of give him that reps that he needs for the preseason. But definitely good to see us getting a win. That makes me excited for what's to come. That it's possible for us to win a game. So I'm still sticking with my goal of that 3 win margin. So next week we're taking on the Broncos at the Broncos. So that'll definitely be a tough game for our team, and it'll be a good test to see kind of where we're at. So let's go ahead and advance there. Then I'll go ahead and wrap up this stream. Alright, let's see here. How long have I been streaming? 1 hour and 16 minutes. Not as long as I thought, actually. Let's go ahead and see. Am I still good? Streaming 1 hour and 16 minutes. Not as long as I thought, actually. Let's go ahead and see. Am I still good? Streaming. Alright. Sounds good. Alright, so the Broncos are 0-1 in the preseason, and we are 1-0. I'm definitely kind of happy to see us picking it up a little bit. So, let's see here. Word has leaked that the Browns are concerned with their wide receivers will run themselves open. Not really. Methodical in preseason when the fans in attendance got to see the Browns win, and they also got to scout their new talent. Yeah, so I mean, it was definitely a good game. Our defense stepped it up. I'm definitely happy to see that. Pico, the new signing, did something. Martin also got a sack. So this new defense, I'm really excited about, to be honest. But yeah, so with that being said, in the next episode we will take on the Broncos and the Jaguars, and the Colts will be the standalone. Because I think I'm going to try sticking with the doubleheader. I did the whole off season in this episode, so that's going to make it even longer. So with that being said, I will catch you in the next episode. I will see you then.